Welcome everyone to another one of these reaction videos where I give my thoughts on recent NASCAR news, and this time it's on the 2016 NASCAR schedule for both the Sprint Cup Series and Xfinity Series. I thought about waiting until the Cape Truck Series, but I just think that it's not really worth my time. I think when that schedule is announced, or at least once the season in NASCAR is over, I'm actually going to release a video talking about what I would do with the schedule. I might title it like my dream schedule or something. But anyway, I also want to say this: if you watched the video I had published 2 days ago, it's deleted. In case you did not notice, because I decided that earlier today, I wasn't giving really my best in that video, and this time I want to try it again. So if you want to see if you're someone who likes to see this guy give the best out of his ability, well, you're in luck, and I hope you enjoy it. So in this video, I'm going to be giving my thoughts on the schedule for both the Sprint Cup Series and Xfinity Series, other information, etc. I did this thing last season, and it was actually it was a year ago, late August, I believe, late August, or at least early September. And the thing is, that one is actually now my most viewed video, which I'm honestly kind of surprised it was, especially since it kept on getting views and views and views, even months, and now a full year after the video was uploaded. But anyway, thank you all for watching that. I don't think this one's really going to get the same type of publicity, I guess you could say, because A, the schedule is being released a lot later, and B, there's not as many noticeable changes, at least in my book. But anyway, after talking to you for about 2 minutes, let's begin. So first of all, I think I know why the 2016 schedule came out almost 2 months later than the 2015 schedule. There was this interesting announcement, and I'm going to read this off of a USA Today article, which is going to be down in the description, along with another article that shows both the Sprint Cup and Xfinity Series schedules. For those who haven't seen it, NASCAR has reached a 5-year agreement with each of the racetracks on the Sprint Cup Series circuit, meaning there will be no new venues on the calendar until at least 2021. And this is pretty interesting news, and my guess is that, to me, this was maybe a little bit sort of like late, because actually about 2 months ago they said, they said 2 months ago the schedule would be released shortly. And the thing is, from that time to now, as time went on, tracks began announcing their dates. And the thing is, hearing this news, I think it's probably maybe good for the tracks that NASCAR goes onto now, knowing that they're going to be on the Sprint Cup Series schedule, and it's just that series as of right now until at least 2021. However, as a fan, I'm not really into hearing this news. I mean, I know part of it is the cars, but the thing is, I think that the schedule, not just in the Sprint Cup Series, but I think in all 3 series, needs some pretty radical changes. It can't all happen at the same time, but I would like to see at least some progress to, just for the sake of adding diversity, variety, and just go into racetracks that I know are going to put on a better show and could potentially bring in still big crowds, etc., etc. But looks like at least for the Sprint Cup Series, we're all gonna have to wait until 2021, and then maybe they're choosing a date with maybe like new tracks in mind. Who knows? So if you wanted a road course or a short track on the Sprint Cup Series schedule, you're gonna have to wait. Unfortunately. But anyway, so now let's get down into the schedule. And as I'm going along, I'm going to highlight Sprint Cup and Xfinity changes. I'm also, and as I'm talking, I'm actually going to bring up another website where J Ski and just bring up the 2016 schedule if you wanted to see it. as well. In fact, this might be bit better because it will also give the scheduled times and what channels are going to be on as well. But anyway, so the thing is, we start the season off Daytona in the last few weeks. Then after that, Atlanta, West Coast Swing, Las Vegas, Phoenix Odd Club, and then we have a break, I believe. Yes, we do. Easter break. Then it's Martinsville, Texas, Bristol, and then here we go. This is our first noticeable change. Richmond. Both Sprint Cup and Xfinity races, they're going to be moved from Friday and Saturday night to Saturday and Sunday afternoon. And this, in my opinion, I actually like this change because personally, if a track is going to host 2 night races, I think one should be day and one should be night, just simply to add variety and make the 2 events just a little bit more different. And I think that also because day races, the track is going to be more slick. There's not going to be a whole lot of grip, and when you pair this with low downforce and soft tires that are going to be used next season, it could make the spring race actually a pretty good race to watch. But we'll just have to see it. Then after that, Talladega, Kansas, and then here's a date swap. Dover is going to go from late May, early June to now mid-May, and then we have the All-Star race, and then on Memorial Day weekend we have the Coca-Cola 600 race weekend, and then the following week we go to Pocono, and this is a noticeable change for the Xfinity Series, and probably the biggest change they made. Xfinity Series is going to Pocono, paired up with the Sprint Cup, and so this will be the first time at the Xfinity Series go there. And the thing is, this event is going to replace the standalone Chicago event, which happened later in the summer, like late June or early July. I personally have mixed reactions on this, and most of it is just simply I'm not very content with this thing, because the thing is, even though I think Pocono, I think I actually like Pocono, like the track itself, like Pocono, because over maybe like cookie cutter racetracks, because Pocono is in no way shape or form a cookie cutter racetrack. It has 3 different corners. It's a triangle. It also, and the thing is, even though it may not be thought of a historical racetrack, I think the track definitely does have a lot history. Some pretty memorable things have happened in the Sprint Cup Series. But the thing is, unfortunately, despite all of this, the track just it does not lend itself. I think regardless of what aero package you bring, I don't think it really brings that great of racing. Meanwhile, on the other hand, Chicago. Well, I would have rather have had that standalone event at a track the Sprint Cup Series doesn't go to in the first place. At least at Chicagoland, it's bumpy, it's worn out, and you can go 2 wide, 3 wide. Anything is that leads to, in my opinion, that leads to a race in the Pocono. And so for the Xfinity Series to get Pocono race, which I think Xfinity cars are more aero sensitive, and with this event, and with now this event likely to have Cup regulars in it, which makes it which is going to make less races to have Cup regulars in the first place. I'm not really looking forward to this. Well, we'll just see how much of a success it is. But I have my doubts. Anyway, Michigan, and then we have an off week for the Sprint Cup Series. I guess you could call it a summer break. But for the Xfinity Series and for the Truck Series, standalone event at Iowa, and to have a weekend all to themselves at Iowa, I think it could actually be good for both Xfinity and Truck Series. But the thing is, I kind of wish that that the standalone Xfinity event at Iowa was back on All-Star Weekend, because I actually think that it's one of the things that made that weekend a little bit more special, in my opinion. Anyway, Sonoma, Daytona, Kentucky, New Hampshire, Indianapolis, Pocono, Watkins Glen, all in the Sprint Cup Series. And then we have our final off week, at least for the Sprint Cup Series. And this off week is not before Darlington. It's now before Bristol. This is an interesting change. And the thing is, I mentioned Bristol. After that is Michigan. So Michigan is actually getting bumped 2 weeks later in the season. I've heard before that this is because of like NBC and their contract with the Summer Olympics next year. So who knows? Maybe Michigan is going to go back to its usual date or its date that it had in previous years. On the Xfinity Series side, just to catch up with the Xfinity, so we have Iowa, Daytona, Kentucky, New Hampshire, Indianapolis, Iowa Speedway, Watkins Glen, and then actually during the off weekend, the final break for the SmackDown Series, the Xfinity Series goes to Mid-Ohio, Bristol, and then after that, and then actually on the Michigan weekend, the Xfinity Series goes to Road America, and then they join back together for Darlington with the second for the second time on Labor Day weekend after a 12-year hiatus before this year. Chicagoland, New Hampshire for the SmackDown Series. I believe the Xfinity Series is off. No, they aren't. They still go to Kentucky, so that standalone event is staying. Dover, Charlotte, Kansas, Talladega, just the SmackDown Series, Martinsville, SmackDown Series, and Truck Series. I can I'm sure that's guaranteed. Xfinity Series returns to Texas. Same for the SmackDown Series, Phoenix, and Homestead, and that is the entire schedule. And I hope that came out to you well. Earlier, I mentioned that I think it won't be too long before I make a video saying what I would do with the schedule, because the thing is, the reason why I think many fans want to change the schedule or want not want to change the schedule. They want the schedule to be changed is because the thing is there's just not a whole lot of I think many fans feel like that there's not a whole lot of diversity or uniqueness, or just simply not tracks that create that better racing. Granted, some of this is because of super aero-sensitive race cars that have sort of that I think have sort of prevented the likelihood of say a photo finish at at tracks like Atlanta or Charlotte and even Texas. But even then, I think that the thing is, I think that unless you take away enough downforce like you never have before, the racing is not going to be the racing will be better if you take away some downforce. But the thing is, it won't create enough of a drastic change to make me actually like the fact that we have so many mile-and-a-half racetracks on the schedule, and also the fact that so many racetracks just have 2 dates, and those 2 dates I think could go to other racetracks. Like I said earlier, short tracks and road courses, And the thing is also, once again in the chase, we still have the 5 mile-and-a-half racetracks, and the thing is, we still have and the thing is, we still have the crapshoot Talladega as an elimination race, which I kind of feel like that, especially after this past tennis event at Talladega. I'm starting to think that it should not be at all. I think Talladega could be in the chase, but I don't know if Talladega should by any means be an elimination race. And the thing is, what I'm saying about the SmackDown Series, the same applies for the Xfinity Series, and honestly, the Truck Series schedule, which has yet to be announced. I don't think we're going to see any changes. NASCAR did say in an article that I first found on NBC Sports, and then I saw on at least 2 motorsports.com articles that second dirt race could be added to the schedule, and a second road course race. Which honestly, if they're able to do those 2 things shortly, I'm not going to say what dirt race or what road course they should go to yet. But honestly, if they could do that, it would really help. It would really help the Truck Series, because honestly, I think that 23 events is just too short. I think it needs to be 25 or maybe even a little bit more than that, and just once again still have that uniqueness. Because the thing is, like the Xfinity series and Truck series, I think they need to be their own. They need to have. I think they need to regain some of their identity, and one way they can do that is by being able to go to racetracks. So unfortunately, I think the reason why we haven't seen this anytime soon is because most of these racetracks are corporately owned, if that makes any sense, by two big companies: International Speedway Corporation and Speedway Motorsports. And the thing is, they own dates, which kind of is, I think, as a fan, like sad. I think it own dates, and the fact that no one's willing to give anything up, all really because of money. That's kind of disappointing. And the thing is, I think that even though now we know that we're not going to see any new venues until 2021, I think that especially the Sprint Cup Series, they should be doing more than they should be doing a lot more than than just like swapping dates, in my opinion. I just think that at some point later they're going to have to add a new event. And the thing is, if they do that, well, NASCAR ratings and TV and attendance are maybe not going to be like through the roof for that new event. It will certainly just get fans at least something to look forward to. Look at IndyCar. IndyCar, well, some tracks might have a difficult time keeping their races for a long period of time. At least like for next season, IndyCar is going to be going back to Phoenix and Road America in Boston. That's three things to be excited about for next year in IndyCar. But the thing is, other than say low downforce package, and potentially like new stars, how many exciting things are we going to look forward to, or the main fans are going to be looking forward to? Not really that much. It's just sort of like those few things that I just mentioned. Anyway, I think that's pretty much all I have to say. I hope you enjoyed this video, especially if you saw the video I uploaded 2 days ago and deleted it. And I hope you did. I know there were a couple of fluency issues, etc. And I know that when I stop recording, I'm probably gonna punch myself in the face for forgetting something, maybe. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to rate, comment, subscribe, and bye.